Welcome back. We're giving you the first alert for potential for heavy rain later this week, as well as a flooding threat as we keep our eyes on a disturbance into the northern Gulf. So heavy rain threat later this week. We could see 3 to 6 inches on average, as well as some locally higher amounts up to 10 inches possible. And of course, when we see any kind of tropical disturbance in the Gulf, we are going to be dealing with some minor coastal flooding. So here's the area of interest, the National Hurricane Center. This is still the latest advisory from the morning. It still has a medium chance of development as it moves over the Florida Peninsula and into the northern Gulf. I wouldn't be surprised though with the latest update that we see this up to a high chance. Now, the question mark is going to be whether we see that center of circulation staying more towards the north, getting more of that land interaction, or down towards the south where we see that more into the open waters. We could see a stronger system developing. But here's what it looks like right now. Not all that impressive. You can see there is some circulation with it as it's moving over the Florida Peninsula, but as it makes its way over the land and interaction, it's really not going to look all that impressive until it gets into the Gulf. The computer models are in a pretty good agreement that it's going to move over the Florida Peninsula into the northern Gulf and then take that turn up into Louisiana. Also notice here you can see this dip. If we do see it kind of take a dip down towards the south, we could also see that system have a higher chance of developing into a tropical storm. But regardless of development, it is going to bring impacts to South Louisiana, and the biggest impact is going to be the heavy rain threat and the flooding potential. Here's the Weather Prediction Center rain amount saying through the next 7 days, on average 3 to 5 inches near the Baton Rouge area, down towards the south, even higher than that, 5 to 7, and of course along the coast, 7 plus inches. So it is going to bring lots of rainfall, not only for us, but also for places along the Gulf Coast. Because of that, the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a flood watch that'll take into effect Wednesday afternoon and remain through Saturday morning. With this, the biggest concerns is going to be the rounds of heavy rainfall, 3 to 6 inches on average, locally higher amounts totals in those heavier rain storms, and then high rainfall rates that can lead to a lot of rainfall in a quick amount of time. On top of that, the Weather Prediction Center has us highlighted in a 2 out of 4 slight risk of seeing some flooding just south of Baton Rouge, and that 2 out of 4 north, and that 1 out of 4 marginal risk. This is Thursday through Friday morning, and then Friday morning through Saturday, the Weather Prediction Center has us underneath that 3 out of 4 moderate risk of seeing flooding concerns. The rest of the state underneath that 2 out of 4 slight risk. So flooding and heavy rainfall are going to be the biggest impacts for South Louisiana, despite whether or not we receive a name or no name. The next name on the list, if it does reach tropical storm status, is Dexter, but models are still kind of keeping it on the weaker side for now. But we're going to keeping our eyes on those trends as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. Right now, though, completely different story. Things are quiet and calm out there, just seeing some cumulus puffy clouds out here on our Sky 9 camera overlooking False River. It's warm already into the upper 80s at the Baton Rouge Airport, but we're feeling like 99. So today is going to be a very hot day. And the big difference is, well, the lack of rain coverage. Now, many places not seeing rain, but we are starting to see a couple of some downpours just near Gonzales and Ascension Parish and Sorrento French Settlement. Also looks like we're starting to see a storm bubbling up near the airport. Along the coast, also starting to see some coastal showers and storms popping up. But coverage today should be much less than we've seen the past few days. So I do think we'll still climb to the low 90s through a peak afternoon daytime heating. Very isolated chance of seeing those showers and storms through the afternoon, steadily cooling into the 80s as we go into the overnight hours. So on the modeling here, keep it very isolated through the afternoon and then quiet through the overnight hours into the evening. By Wednesday, though, it looks like we'll start to see our first wave of some tropical storms through the afternoon and onto the evening on Wednesday, where we could see our first round of heavy rainfall. Today, with the lack of rain coverage, it's going to be hot. The National Weather Service has issued a heat alert for us, and we could see heat index values around 105. 108 is that heat advisory criteria. I think we'll stay underneath that, but regardless, it's still going to be a very hot day today. Rain chances increase Wednesday going into Thursday and Friday. I've got it at 90%. And then, of course, we are giving you that first alert for heavy rainfall possible as that disturbance tracks into the northern Gulf. Beyond that, we return to our more typical summertime pattern of afternoon highs in the low 90s and scattered showers and storms each day. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with more 9 News at Noon.